Recent analysis of basketball footage reveals potential explanations for Caitlin Clark's declining three-point shooting performance this season. Multiple sequences and incidents have emerged that suggest deeper issues within the Indiana Fever's offensive system and team dynamics. The primary concern centers around the team's motion offense, which appears to be disrupting Clark's natural shooting rhythm. Basketball analysts have pointed to specific game sequences showing how the current system fails to maximize Clark's facilitating abilities, rather than utilizing a read-and-react offense similar to what elite players like Luka Doncic and LeBron James operate within. The Fever continue implementing a motion-based approach that seems counterproductive, given Clark's skill set. Evidence of this disconnect appeared during recent game footage where Clark created multiple scoring opportunities for teammates, including setting up open three-point attempts that went unconverted. These sequences raise questions about whether the current offensive philosophy properly leverages Clark's unique talents as a primary facilitator. So, she basically saying getting Caitlin Clark involved as if Caitlin Clark is a role player on this basketball team. Now we know Caitlin Clark is the star of the team. If you got a player like Caitlin Clark, you want to build around her attributes. She was the #1 overall pick. She was the Rookie of the Year last year, and at this point, it don't even look like Caitlin Clark is going to make first or second team. Additional concerns emerged from post-game interviews, particularly comments from teammate Sophie Cunningham during an ESPN interview when discussing her improved shooting performance after making 4 of 5 three-pointers following a stretch of just 4 makes in 7 games. Cunningham referenced keeping teammates engaged in ways that suggested treating Clark as a complementary player rather than the team's focal point. This characterization seems problematic given Clark's status as the #1 overall draft pick and previous Rookie of the Year. Current performance trends suggest Clark may not achieve first or second team All-WNBA recognition if these issues persist, representing a significant decline from expected trajectory. Team dynamics have also come under scrutiny through locker room footage captured after recent games. Video showed Clark's body language during post-game team meetings where she appeared disengaged and quickly separated herself from group discussions. The footage captured Clark turning away from team huddles and showing minimal participation in celebratory moments. These behavioral observations align with unconfirmed reports of potential tensions between Clark and head coach Stephanie White, though no official footage of any specific incident has been released. The situation remains unaddressed by team officials. Clark's own post-game comments reflected standard team-oriented responses, emphasizing ball movement, pace, and defensive effort. When discussing teammate contributions, she maintained supportive language about energy levels and shooting struggles, suggesting professional handling of internal dynamics despite visible frustration. The contrast between Clark's current situation and her dominant collegiate performance at Iowa has become increasingly apparent. Observers note significant differences in her confidence, shot selection, and overall impact compared to the player who captivated audiences during her college career. The accumulating evidence suggests systemic issues within the Fever organization that extend beyond normal rookie adjustment periods. The combination of questionable offensive schemes, unclear role definitions, and apparent communication breakdowns creates an environment that may be limiting one of basketball's most talented players, not even caring about the huddle. Wow. Now, I did a video last night talking about Caitlin Clark and this whole heated debate that her and Stephanie White potentially had. Ongoing monitoring of these developments continues as the situation evolves throughout the season. The footage and interviews provide concerning insights into how organizational decisions and team chemistry can impact elite talent, regardless of individual capability and previous success. Angel Reese has demonstrated remarkable improvement throughout this basketball season. Her performance has elevated significantly compared to her early season struggles. During recent games, she showcased impressive statistics, recording 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists by the end of the first quarter. Standing at 6'4", she managed to secure 17 points on 12 shots, displaying the evolved version of her game that has emerged. And I think Angel's representatives probably cared more about it than Caitlin's. You give it to Angel. She's the next biggest name in the league, and she's killing it. She's absolutely killing it. And that's the thing where it's like she stopped doing dumb shit. And that's one of the things where it's like, oh, people out there hating Angel, but Angel sucked at the start of the year. I think Angel Reese literally said she went through a sophomore slump herself. She sucked. By all metrics, she sucked. By on-off numbers, by everything. But like, at this point in time, Angel is without question one of the top 20 players in the league. The discussion around the 2K video game cover featuring Reese seems justified. When considering prominent figures in women's basketball beyond Clark, Reese represents the next most recognizable name in the league. Her recent performances have validated this recognition, particularly as she overcame what she personally acknowledged as a sophomore slump period. Early in the season, Reese's performance metrics indicated subpar play across various statistical categories. However, her current form suggests she ranks among the top 20 players in the league. Over the past 10 games, her play has resembled that of a top 10 performer, though her overall season average places her around the 20th position due to earlier struggles. While comparisons to established stars like Edja Wilson or Alyssa Thomas may be premature, Reese has established herself as an elite rebounder with a unique skill set in the top 20 players in the league. Like, I'm not saying she's one of the top 20 players in the league, as in, she's the last 10 games she's playing like a top 10 player. I'm still going to say 20 because the previous 10 games she played like the 40th best player in the league. But like, I'm not going to get too hyped up and say that she's the next Aja Wilson or next Alyssa Thomas. She's a hell of a player. She's different than both of them. She's very different than Alyssa Thomas. She's very, very different. She's the best rebounder the team has ever seen. Every seat in their arena featured Angel Reese 2K26 t-shirts during her celebration. The entire team participated in honoring their teammate, with players wearing commemorative shirts during warm-ups. This approach mirrors their previous celebrations, such as when they honored Nia Coffey's Slam magazine cover appearance, with teammates like Kennedy Reeves sporting Coffey t-shirts. Their organizational brand lacks the individual star power of players like Aaliyah Boston, who commands greater recognition than the franchise itself. Clark obviously surpasses the team's brand recognition, but even Boston's individual profile exceeds the Fever's institutional presence. And by the way, doesn't have to be Caitlin Clark. The Indiana Fever are so obsessed with, our brand is bigger than these players. No, it's not. The Indiana Fever's brand is not even bigger. I mean, as I say this, the Fever's brand is not even bigger than Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah's bigger than the Fever. Caitlin's obviously bigger than the Fever, but Aaliyah's bigger than the Fever. No question about it. Aaliyah Boston is bigger than the Indiana Fever. The Fever's promotional efforts seem constrained and inadequate. When addressing achievements by their players, the organization relies primarily on social media posts rather than comprehensive celebration campaigns. Their Sports Illustrated feature attempted to highlight roster depth beyond Clark, but the messaging suggested promoting other players at Clark's expense rather than elevating everyone collectively. So I do think in general that this Indiana Fever team they're just lost. They're just lost. They don't know how to market their players. You've got Kia Nurse out here, and Michaela Onyenwere celebrating injuries, celebrating their teammate, celebrating this, warming up in their t-shirts. Last week when Nafisa Collier got on the Slam cover, when Fee was on the Slam cover, everyone warmed up. Chow Reeve was wearing a Fee. Meanwhile, the Sky demonstrates comfort in celebrating multiple players simultaneously. They promote Reese, Camila Cardoso, and other roster members without apparent concern about overshadowing anyone. This philosophy allows all players to benefit from increased visibility and recognition. Following their celebration of Reese, the Sky emerged energized and inspired for their game. The Sky's approach demonstrates that organizations should actively celebrate their star performers. Success benefits everyone involved, creating positive momentum throughout the roster. Regardless of the game's final outcome, the principle remains valid. Teams should embrace and promote their standout players. For a rebuilding team like Chicago, experiencing leads against superior opponents provides valuable learning experiences. Even if they struggle to maintain advantages against more experienced teams, these moments offer growth opportunities for young players who are still developing their games. Had the water bottle on it. Like, the headline was, if I'm not mistaken, it was, there's more. Am I right in saying their headline was, there's more to the Fever and Caitlin Clark, something like that? I need to get this picture. It's hard to find it right now. There's much more to the W's mode swashing the kind of like, they can't like, Despite facing criticism and controversial incidents throughout her career, including allegations about crowd behavior that generated debate, she continues to receive disproportionate negative attention. The volume of criticism directed toward her exceeds reasonable levels, though accuracy in public statements remains important for all public figures. The Sky's roster construction centers around Reese and Ariel Atkins as their primary stars. Atkins, at 23 years old, has delivered exceptional performances, forming a formidable partnership with Reese. The duo represents the team's foundation, though questions remain about long-term roster composition. There's much more to the W's mode swashing the kind of fight. They can't, literally. It is an organization, even Sports Illustrated cover, even if you want to promote all your other players. Everything is at the expense. Everything is at the expense. I don't think Kate will have an issue with it. But by the way, Angel's fine with celebrating herself, as she should. As she should. She should be fine with celebrating herself. The Sky are fine with celebrating Angel Reese. The fit between Reese and Cardoso presents interesting challenges. Limited sample size makes their compatibility difficult to evaluate, and both players might provide greater value in different contexts. Potential trades could address these concerns. Cardoso might thrive with teams like Dallas, where players like J.C. Sheldon, Odyssey Sims, and draft considerations could create mutually beneficial exchanges. A restructured Sky roster could emphasize pace and spacing, utilizing Reese in a point-forward role alongside shooters and athletic guards. This approach would mirror successful fast-paced teams while maximizing Reese's unique skill set. Trading decisions like moving Sonia Citron appear questionable in hindsight, though Atkins has performed at levels comparable to Citron this season. The contrast between organizational approaches remains striking. Chicago's comprehensive celebration of achievements creates an environment where players feel valued and supported. Their stadium-wide recognition campaigns demonstrate investment in individual success story. Meanwhile, Indiana's limited promotional efforts suggest missed opportunities to maximize their players' marketability and create positive team culture. The fundamental difference lies in organizational philosophy, whether teams view player success as complementary or competitive. Chicago's approach suggests that elevating one player benefits the entire organization.